Hello everybody, my name is Pyrac, and in today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about the Berserk skill. I still get questions on it to this day, ever since Chaotic Gormagala's release. I've still gotten questions about this skill, so I figured I may as well finally go through it, as well as the two primary builds we always use on Berserk, with a little variation in between. So Berserk, what's the skill? Berserk is essentially a skill that turns all of your positive health into recoverable health and trades you taking regular damage for constant health drains. Now this is accelerated every time you get hit, doubling the amount of health drain, but there are ways you can actually prevent it. There are 3 different ways that you lose health, and I'm going to talk about them, of course. First one, obviously getting hit. You don't get hit, you'll be fine. If you get hit, swap scroll, your health will go back to normal. Second one, a lot of people don't seem to know about this. Bloodlust is actually contributing to an increased amount of health drain. So if you want to lose some of the health drain, you remove Bloodlust from your build. You can do this through Skills Plus, or just using different armor pieces or a talisman. And number 3 is, of course, Berserk. We can't remove Berserk, because that's the whole point of the build. So there are 3 different ways that you are losing health from using Berserk. As I said, you can remove armor skills, of course, like I have on this build here. You can see I lost Bloodlust, and I lost Bloodlust there. So I have only one source of health drain at the moment. There is another way you can help remedy it. It is actually by eating a certain food combination, which is this one right here. As you can see, Super Recovery 4, you get this from doing some kind of quest. Honestly can't remember, it has been that long. But as you can see here, health continues to recover over time. Gradually recovers health slightly when you're in combat, basically. It's basically another health regen like Kashala Blessing 3. We've also got Dango Medic to increase the recovery you get from Super Recovery Dango. And if you're smart, you also put Kashala Blessing level 3 on your build itself, which gives you another way to regenerate health. Also allows recovery to exceed the red portion of your health gauge, which basically just means you recover HP passively. It's very, very strong. Now you're probably asking, why exactly would you use a Berserk set? Very simple. Huge elemental damage. Using Berserk, you don't have to worry about taking damage anymore. You just worry about the health drain itself. So you can run things like Mail of Hellfire, which, as you can see here, using red scroll is defense down, attack up. Using blue scroll, which is the one we'll be on, because Berserk only works on blue scroll. As you can see here, switch to the blue scroll. Boosts your element. Now this boosts your element by a whopping 20%. So just 20% increased elemental damage immediately. As you can see, I'm at 150, so that'll go to about 180 to 200-ish. Without a skill that I'm about to talk about now as well. Being Strife increases your elemental attack and affinity in proportion to the length of your red health gauge. Now this basically means if you have any red health, it'll give you a 15% boost to affinity, and I think it's a 10 or 15% boost to elements as well. These are percentages, so these are massive boosts in damage. When 60% or more of your health is recoverable, you actually get a hidden benefit from Strife, which not only increases the affinity and elemental damage to 20% each, so you gain 20% affinity and 20% elemental damage, on top of the Mail of Hellfire, of course, because you're on that scroll. But Strife, as you can see down there, max out attack for an infinite stamina effect. So if it is at the maximum amount of health being recoverable, which is 60% or higher, you get permanent 100% stamina. You don't lose stamina anymore as long as you have more health than that 60% of your health threshold. And that's basically the gist of Berserk. It is a huge elemental boost, which is why we're running a bunch of elemental stuff, as well as a weapon that is very good with elements. For dual blades, it's about 70% of their damage breakdown is purely from elemental, so it's very strong on dual blades. On bow, for example, is another really strong one. Insect glaive isn't too bad. You could also use it on hammer if you wanted, or you could just use it as a comfort skill. As I mentioned earlier, you cannot die while you've got it active. Now, about the 2 variations that people primarily use with Berserk, you either have a no weakness exploit build. So this set here will reach 90% affinity on any monster part. You wonder why that's important? There are certain monsters in this game that have very good elemental values, but not very good hit zone values. So you can't actually get access to things like weakness exploit, because, for example, here with Valstrax, this is the most prominent one. You can see he has a 25 hit zone on his feet, but a 25 elemental hit zone, and the feet are always active as an elemental hit zone. That's why people use elemental weapons on Valstrax. You get to hit his feet and you just bully him. But you can see that it's 25. You need 45 or higher for weakness exploit to be active. So you would bring it to Valstrax, for example. I believe another really scary one and very, very common monster to go fight would be Risen Shigaru here. As you can see, he's also got a 22 hit zone on his arm, but a 30 elemental hit zone on his arm as well. So you want to hit those arms to get that huge damage. Another really common one would be Teostra here. As you can see, he is also under 45, so you would bring it to him. Risen Chameleos, you could use weakness exploit because it's 45. Same here. Risen Kashala has 45, so you could bring a weakness exploit set. Pyrac Nikadaki, this one's pretty important. As you can see, it's a 20, so you would definitely bring a no weakness exploit set and just abuse that 30 elemental hit zone. Seregios here as well. As you can see, his wing arm and wings, which you'll commonly hit. That or the feet. If you can get close to the feet, I'd just go weakness exploit. But you could run a no weakness exploit set on this lad, break both his arms and his wing arms, and you do massive damage at the same time. Chaotic Gore Magala, as well as the Risen Shigaru, as you can see, another one where it's like, hey, you definitely want to use a non-weakness exploit set so you can get that critical element, so you can get all that other boosted element stuff that we would normally run on both sets. Because as you can see, we have it on both sets, reaches about 150 element on both of them. One of them just doesn't need weakness exploit. This is the one that would normally use weakness exploit. I actually made this one in a video as well. These are very, very easy to acquire set. As you can see, neither of them have a talisman because the Berserk 1 and mainly Berserk 2 talisman are extremely rare. So I made a set that doesn't require those talismans. But you can see it has critical element in both the builds just because it's another way to get elemental damage. It's very, very good. So this set, being able to exploit that you have full crit element on it is going to be massive since every single hit will be a critical. This one, a little bit behind, but you require more skills, obviously, to make it work. And of course, here with the builds, this is no weakness exploit one. It's just using a full Chaotic Gore Magala set. So once you get to him, once you unlock the rest of the augmenting stuff, you should be able to make this. Even if you don't have the augmenting stuff, you can make do with Berserk as well. And the green numbers are decorations, of course. As well as the budget weakness exploit set that I made as well. Threw this one together very quickly, but you can trade this for another Mela Hellfire or this one here to get full damage and be on par with the other one. But all the green numbers are decorations, of course. Both of them are extremely viable builds. Berserk is very powerful. And of course, there are also other methods to help with the health drain, because the health drain is a main problem that I see people talking about, especially in my comment section. But you can see I'm missing a lot of green health there. This one here recovers all recoverable health, as well as helps you heal it really quickly, as you'll see here. Look how fast my health has gone up just by doing nothing. This will be active during the Berserk. So your health will be going down, it'll be going back up faster than it goes down. As you can see, I don't even get health drain with the Gourmet Fish active with this set. But you also have an immunizer which speeds it up even more, as you'll see here. Goes up even faster. So there are ways to help with it. You can also bring the healing dogs, which I personally have here. When the dogs attack and I get near them, I actually get healed. As you can see, I'm going near them and I get healed randomly, like that. You can also run healing cats. Healing cats are very powerful, especially with the healing bats trait, which is this one here. Basically gives you even more healing passively. It's actually quite immense. You'll be able to take like 3 or 4 different hits and still have positive health drain with this setup. Or as I said, a regular healing cat as well. They will heal you when you get low, as well as put down healing plants and stuff. One final quick note, for those that want to build a stronger build than the one I'm showing here, you also have one like this, where you can incorporate Blood Awakening, which is from the final monster of the game, being Primordial Malzeno, to get an extra 40 raw and 30 elemental damage once you've healed, I believe it's 200 HP or 150 HP by hitting the monster. But obviously you need either Blood Riot, or if it's an anomaly monster, you need the Blood Riot buff active on you so you can heal back the damage. But you should reach it very, very quickly. Or if you want to go even further and get even more comfortable than that, you can also run the Heaven Sent variation. This makes it so you will not lose sharpness as well. So you just get as much sharpness as you need to get, say, purple, for example. And you will maintain purple sharpness that entire time. Even doing scroll swaps, you'll get a little bit back if you've got it active, just to make it even stronger. Well, everybody, that was talking about Berserk and how you can actually incorporate it into your own stuff. Pretty much using either of those two setups with whatever weapon you want to use elemental damage on, it will be extremely powerful. Just keep in mind the food buffs, removing bloodlust to make the health drain easier, using your immunizers, as well as using the gourmet fish if you need it. Immunizer and gourmet fish aren't needed with this build, but they can help you out if you are still struggling after removing bloodlust, as well as eating for the right food. So hopefully that can help out some of y'all. I still get this question to this day, how to deal with the health drain and why the health drain is different in the video to their own. This is why. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.